Okay, so I was in the hospital in Richardson, and I had been going through a sort of spiritual time, and during that time, I got a new roommate, a guy named Chris. Chris was in his 50s, I would say, and had a bum leg. I think he ended up in the hospital maybe after he tried to commit suicide with pills or something. I remember he had very slurred speech. And that night, when we had gone to bed, I remember Chris was having trouble falling asleep. His breathing was very labored, and it was kind of like someone who's been knocked unconscious. Like, and I kind of I focused all my energy toward him, and before I lay down, I remember I took some baby powder and put in his shoes and put on his clothes because he had pretty bad body odor. Was in need of a shower, and I felt this like very strong energy toward him, and felt like caring. I needed to care for him, and when I lay down in bed, I started listening to his breathing. I was watching him the entire time on his bed across the room, and as I watched him, I started to match my breathing with his. As you breathe, I would sort of and kind of like try to keep it with his. And then I remember I would start saying, "Shh, shh, Chris, it's okay." I would like whisper, "It's okay, Chris," whatever. And after doing that for a couple of minutes, I started to see this blue glow forming around Chris. Now, when I saw this, I didn't feel astounded. I wasn't shocked. I didn't wow! I just accepted it. I didn't give in to astonishment, so to speak. And that blue glow kept growing until it covered about the size of his back, a little bit more. And the whole time I'm keeping my breath with his, and he's still breathing pretty labored. It floats across the room to my bed and stays at my feet. And I'm watching it now. I've stopped watching Chris, and very slowly it starts to turn like a deep pink. It was like a really dark pink color, and it didn't have like a circular shape. It was kind of a regular almost didn't have edges to it. It turned pink, and then it floated back across the room, and landed on Chris again. And I was watching it now on Chris, and the whole time I'm matching my breathing with Chris. I may have stopped matching my breathing with Chris. I don't know. It feels like I kind of kept with him though somehow. I'd focused on him. I may have quieted down because of what I saw. I really don't remember that part. I was focused on what I was seeing. The strange thing happened. The glow shrank a little bit. And when it shrank just a little bit, let's say it was this big, and it shrank like that much, right? His arm flew up and hit the window. So like he was kind of lying on his side like that, when it shrunk. And I'm watching it, this pink glow on him, and it shrinks some more, and his arm flies up. And the whole time he's breathing really labored. And the third time, the glow shrinks and disappears. And his arm flies up just as it shrinks, and his breathing settles down completely. Like it goes from a man who's like dying to a baby. And that was it. Until he went to sleep. And ever since then, I have been astonished at the power of the human mind, and felt a very strong, real belief in the divine. I miss that feeling at times, that connection, but I hope to reestablish it soon. So yeah, that was my one of my spiritual experiences recently. It was in November.